Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, this conference comes soon after the tragic anniversary of the Syrian conflict. 10 years ago, peaceful demands for freedom and dignity were met with a violent crackdown. A democratic uprising turned into one of the worst humanitarian crises in the world. From our history, we know that the support of friends is indispensable for freedom and democracy to be achieved. As the conflict enters its second decade, the Syrian people need our support as never before. This conference gives a clear message that they are not and will not be forgotten. Along with financial pledges, the Syrian people have our strong political solidarity. We support the UN-led political process in line with the UN Security Council Resolution 2254 and the Geneva Communiqué. We continue to call for all parties to meaningfully engage in supporting a sustainable political solution. We also remain clear that any measure of international normalization with the current regime in Damascus is not going to happen. Sadly, we are still far from the point when the safe, voluntary and dignified return of refugees is possible. This is why we remain resolute in our demand for an end to the repression practiced by the Syrian regime and its allies. We will employ all instruments to back this demand, including sanctions. We will also continue our efforts to hold the Syrian regime and other perpetrators accountable. We call upon all parties to support the ongoing investigations of gross human rights violations and the use of chemical weapons. Latvia remains in full solidarity with the people of Syria. Since 2012, we have channeled our contributions through the EU Regional Trust Fund in response to the Syrian crisis, the UN Refugee Agency's regional response, and others. Recently, we implemented a project in the Raqqa region to prevent violence against women and girls. We will continue to do our utmost, looking for opportunities to support the most vulnerable Syrian people. The people of Syria deserve a better future in dignity, peace, and security. Achieving the same is our common responsibility. Thank you very much.